asubuhi, tuma upako wako leo Bwana. Hi everyone, how are you? I hope you're well. We are well. We just survived a 3-day storm or lock-in storm. We were locked in for 3 days and it was interesting. And while we can't complain because it was a lot of rest, it was a lot of experiments, it was a lot of, especially for us, just alone time. It was still a lot, especially on the body. And today I thought, today is Tuesday. I've been thinking Monday, it's Tuesday and it's the first day we are going back to work and all that. But I usually have Tuesday free. And I thought, because I want to reset my house, obviously, after those 3 days, I'm just about to do some cleaning. And I thought, what better way? I'm pointing this way to the sink, but actually I want to clean the whole house. It's not a lot to do because I just want to do the bathrooms, the floors. And I thought I would take you along and just show you how, I won't say we do everything here. Now, if you know me, you know I cook so easily. And I'm saying that to say I am a natural in cooking. I'm not a natural in cleaning. And I've struggled always with cleaning. I don't know what is needed. I'm always like a guy, you know, what's needed here. And as we were moving here, we realized, I don't know if you guys saw day one, I was going to show an empty house tour, but I was taken aback because we had a different, we had been given a different link, yeah, for the 2-bedroomed above us, you know, from the first floor above. They are structured differently. And while I think the positioning of the house, of the rooms are just like this is, yeah, but they reserve this ground floor, you know, apartments for disabled people. And that's why the primary bedroom, you find that it has a bathroom, a tiny closet bathroom. And the way it is structured, you will notice it's a place where if somebody is being aided, bathed and all that, there's a place they can actually sit. I don't know how. I've tried sitting on it and it just slide right out. I find it actually dangerous, yeah? So what we had seen is 2-bedroomed with 2 baths, you know, like, I think if you've seen the tour I showed, each bathroom with a tub. And while the primary bedroom has an ensuite, this other one can be used by guests and also the person who uses the second bathroom. And it, you know, they both, like what we saw is that both bathrooms had tubs. So I was getting shocked as I was showing you. And I didn't have much time, obviously, to compose because hubby was waiting. He was actually doing me a favor because we needed to bring in the stuff, get situated, check everything, and then go get what we need, yeah? So, yeah, I found the fridge was really dirty. In a way, I don't think the tenants would have cleaned very well themselves. There was so much gunk from, I think, rotten vegetables. And the dishwasher too. The dishwasher wasn't so bad, but as the... Okay, so you guys saw that, you know, the gunk in the fridge, the dishwasher. But as the guy was coming to clean the dishwasher, he noticed the shelves were out of the railings. We hadn't noticed, he did. So he fixed that, you know, tightened some screws, which is a good service that was needed. And he cleaned the dishwasher. How he did that is by placing some tablets that they use to just do an empty cycle, yeah, without dishes. He did that. And after that, when we were cleaning dishes, we noticed it's cleaning so well, so squeaky clean, yeah, or the dishes. So for good maintenance of a dishwasher, it's good to rinse your dishes, you know, in the sink, so that even when you're cleaning, nothing remains on the strainer. But even if you don't, the dishes will still get clean, and then you have to service your dishwasher. You know, so you did see that, yeah? What you didn't see, because it was actually a sensory thing, was the smell in our bathroom, and our closet. Because like I said, we think, we highly suspect that the person living here was disabled, because some just regular maintenance wasn't being done. And one thing that I actually don't know how to deal with, but hubby does, is to unclog the sinks, yeah, especially the bathroom sinks and the shower. What happens is, because a lot of people, even us, we drop hair. We drop a lot of hair when you're bathing, when you're combing your hair. But for other people, it's even worse, because their hair is like this. Yeah, it's like horse hair. So it tends to clog the system, so it is very difficult. You notice the water coming back up. So the house was in quite a condition that we shouldn't have been the ones to clean. So we addressed what we saw immediately, but later we had to deal with a lot of hair. Actually, hubby said he couldn't show me what he pulled out after we got the vessel. Yeah, he knew I would be totally disgusted, yeah, but he dealt with it, and then he poured the liquid, and it just took care of the rest, yeah. But the smell was just so bad to deal with. So we got the odor and moisture grabbers. If you're bathing, if you're using the shower, of course a lot of moisture will collect, and while we use the vent, it can't collect everything, yeah? So you need moisture grabbers and you need odor grabbers. If you're new here, you don't even know those things, because that is not how we do things, especially back in Kenya. Maybe some people do. I just didn't have that much knowledge. But the things here are different. I wanted Ro to show us how, to do maintenance in the house, and how to deal with the different equipments in the house, and also just what is expected, how to manage the house in a way that will be smooth for you, what to use, what products to use. Because while in Canada, I learned that they take your deposit as an African, knowing very well they'll never return it, because they believe we don't have life skills. What they don't understand is that our kind of living is very different, especially if you come from upcountry Kenya. Let me just talk about Kenya, because that's where I've been. Upcountry Kenya, or even in the city, it depends on how you are living, because whatever kind of setting was working for you, right? But for so many people, it's different. I have had people who complain that they came to live with relatives, or they went to live with relatives abroad, and they were treated funny, as they were being trained on how to use even the microwave, And I don't think people should take it badly, because microwaves are so different. Even me, with all the knowledge and even working in a kitchen, this microwave was still different. So hubby had to show me how to use it. It's different from what you were using. So each equipment is very different. The stove is also, even though it's very old, it's higher tech. It's higher tech than what we have, in Worcester. So we had to, I had to just have some kind of go through to learn. I found that they were using the oven a lot, but when they were leaving, they did a self-cleaning, which is fine. The self-cleaning just cleans the oven very intensely and burns everything to a crust. Everything that is there is burnt to a crisp, yeah? So the next person has to take out the rails and really scrub, because they're black and caked, with whatever remnants were there. Even the oil, everything becomes crispy. So I had to wipe down the whole oven, So those are things sometimes you have to do, and I should have taken you through step by step, because I know there are a lot of people coming, people who are connected to me. You can ask any questions about anything that you're worried about. There's no shame in it. In a way, we've really worked on that bathroom. There's some things that were really disgusting, really bad, And that is even after hubby had worked on that and seen stuff he didn't want to show me. I still, had to do a lot of cleaning that was really bad. The smell, I couldn't stand it. Good thing good thing was that you only smelled it when you're coming in through the door and in the bathroom. The bedroom, not so much, but we really worked on it, really sprayed. And using all these chemicals in an enclosed space like this, that is a lot of toxins you're breathing in, yeah? So the clearer the air is, the better. And that's why people buy machines like dehumidifiers. So they grab all that moisture so that it's not in the air, and also the chemicals that you're using, yeah? So all of these are chemicals. It's best if you can buy products that are not harmful to you and to your hands, but sometimes this is what is cheap and available, you know, and sometimes, yeah, it's all you have. Sometimes when you're beginning, you only have the dollar store products, right? Yeah, so you have to survive. So I'm gonna show you step by step what I do. So for me, candles are very important because I will light candles, do my stuff, go for a walk, and when I come back, the house is smelling just the way I want it to. You know, you can understand. So I only have a few dishes, and I'm going to put them in the sink, but not before we soak both the bathrooms, so that so once we finish this area, we are going to go back and scrub the bathrooms. I still haven't figured out my tripod. So I have Mr. Muscle, and I'll show you how it works shortly. I have a bathroom cleaner. I'm going to spray both the bathroom, the sinks, and the toilet, just any place that has like an enamel. And my wipes are so good for wiping surfaces. I don't do too much. If I had to do it different, I would be using a cloth, a napkin, and just do the old-fashioned way. And black people say that's how their mothers taught them, to just use towels and just scrub and wipe, yeah? This I like, but it's a lot of chemicals also. So I'm going to soak my sink. This is the guest room sink. I have been bathing sometimes in this tub. So of course I need to clean this bathroom. And this we have been using also. So I'm going to just, it smells like bleach. I just want to sanitize with this. And then once I come, and I'm spraying everywhere. I'm going to let that soak in. And then I'll come, even if I do that with a wet towel, just to make sure I get rid of all the bleach. That will be great. I was setting a vibe here with candles for my bath. So what I want to get rid of is the line that forms, yeah, the line of scum that forms. So my bathroom will be soaking in that, and then I'll come and really thoroughly wash with Mr. Muscle. So Mr. Muscle is this sponge that has these two dots. This contains some soap and it cleans really well. So what you do, and I know you can read the instructions, is just wet it and sort of crank it until it begins to remove that soap. It cleans a bathtub so well, but I'm going to leave it soak, and I'm going to the primary bathroom and do the same. And I'll show you, like, the vent system is very simple. You sometimes you go to somebody's bathroom, and once you switch the lights on, the vent goes on, yeah? But for us, it's different, and you can hear it. So that is supposed to suck most of the moisture, and it's very, very important. So I'm going to do the same with the sink and the toilet. I'm also going to use this on my mirrors. Although there's stuff there, I'll just wipe later. I'm just going to soak it. I'm just using this bleach on everything. Kuna vifungo vya familia vinavyojaribu kunisuia, lakini neno lako linasema kuna nguvu iliyokuwa. See, I'm going to switch off the vent just so that we can hear each other. And this bathroom obviously has more scum because we've been using it every day. So these are the seats that, you know, you're supposed to sit somebody when you're bathing them. That and that. And the bathroom is just small enough to ensure somebody doesn't fall when they're trying to grip something. At least the handle is there, this handlebar. So I still haven't furnished my bathroom with everything I did, and I feel like it's still a lot. I'm such a minimalist. A lot of stuff just annoys me. If it's too much, it's annoying to me. And you're going to come inside so we can spray the glass door. And I don't have a squeegee, I need to get it. So I'll just wash this down. And these chemicals are already so toxic. Right now I can't breathe. Let me get out. So there's gunk in the inside of that bathroom. So I'll come and wash it down when it's open. And all these places, at least when there's soap, it can clean that. So we need to install like a shelf there to act as the bathroom closet. So these are the moisture grabbers we showed you the other day. And these actually look like they've taken both the moisture and the odors, you know, and they feel like heavier for some reason because they take the moisture. That's the reason. Yeah, so we're still using these in the closet and they're working wonders. So it's really better. And I just use Febreze for freshening. So I'll come do my sink. I've soaked the white part and I'll come wash the rest and dry it. So now let's go do the dishes. And I'm just dragging my laundry as I go. Okay, so like now I'm just using the cleaning pods, the scent boosters. These are just chips. They're so easy to use, and bleach for when I'm bleaching. And this is how my pod looks, different from the one I showed you guys last time. So 3 different components. If you read, you will know what it is for, but I don't even have my glasses right now. And just like soap is enough. You don't have to do all this, but you can do this. And also use, there's a different softener called dryer sheets. It helps even with static. There's a lot of static in the air around these regions. So this one, you just drop in and they'll make your clothes smell really nice. So everything I have here is of color. So I'm just going to put them in. Oh, no. Whenever I have white, I just pile them in the... And I do have whites. We do a lot of laundry just once a week. Sometimes it's just not enough. So I won't start that machine immediately. I will collect a little bit more. In the community, that would be 1 load for $2. So I think it's clever that they've set it up that way. So I'm going to show you like the different settings they have and what you would choose. I'm just doing regular, you understand. This machine has been washing so well. But you know what? I discovered while in Worcester, it's not very good to wash your pans and pots. These are doing so well because the material is like, I don't know how to describe this. I'll check in the box how they describe this material. But this you can wash here, but you still need to scrub the bottom with steel wire. But the way this machine is cleaning, everything is so squeaky clean. Even your silverware comes out just shining. So even if you're having a special dinner, you don't have to polish your silverware. So I'll get those organized. But so far so good. I'm so impressed with the work it's doing. You don't have to polish anything. Ingia chukua nafasi yako. So rinsing dishes is totally your choice. I just hate the fact that dishwasher can go off by something, because of something you don't understand. And when you call somebody to repair, they will say it's because you don't rinse dishes. They would find all sorts of reasons. So you can clean with a sponge. It's good to compartmentalize. You will notice often at home there's some things you don't care about. But like when we were doing dishes in my school, we had a huge thing of that silverware divider. And the thing with silverware is that even after you run it in the dishwasher, we have to run it again. So we would compartmentalize, and then at the end of the shift, we run the silverware again, all of the silverware of the day. And then after 2 cycles, you're satisfied that it's clean. And also if it has particles, you have to return it. So with that is how we would store it. We'll just pull out the inserts containing, if it's teaspoons, if it is forks and all that, we'll just pull out and go store that way. So it reduces our work. It reduces the work of the next person. If you know anything about the kitchen, if you've worked in the kitchen, you know the people who work a certain shift are supposed to mise en place from food to the equipment for the next shift, so that once the next shift comes, they just start producing, yeah? So you can't leave things dirty or things unprocessed until the next people will do, because you don't know how busy the kitchen will be. So even though you're using a dishwasher, remember to always clean your sink and everything, especially after loading the dishwasher. I'm just returning these things here because I know I will rinse with this. So as I'm rinsing, this is a very shallow sink. The water will go onto the surface. So it will help me to even clean the surfaces very thoroughly. This is where it's very important to use a towel, or if you're bowling, you can use your paper towels. I am bowling. In the name of Jesus. But I'm serious. It's good to have a towel that you can do all of this with. I'm actually going to use a towel. I just love the fact that when you're using these paper towels, they dry thoroughly, but this is not why I buy them. These are for when I'm cooking. I'm able to dab around me a lot, or if I need to drain like oils and stuff like that. But here it just dries anything I didn't catch. So now I'll show you how I use this to wipe thoroughly. I had already wiped my counters, so I'll show you how I use this to wipe my cupboards and microwave surfaces. Here you'll see some food particles, especially like the other day I was making pumpkin soup. It jumped on everything. So I'm yet to know if there's wipes that are food safe. This would never be allowed in a professional kitchen because you never know how somebody will use it. So there's always buckets. Whoever opens with a nice bucket, a small bucket rather, and they add some soap and warm water so that after every production, whoever has been producing will come around and clean the surfaces with that bucket. If it gets soiled, you change that water. If it's still clean, you return it. Ideally, it should be changed often. And the clothes they use are really paper, but it's like muslin paper that doesn't tear. So it's rotated. After a while, all those are thrown away, but they can be washed both in the dish. They can be washed in the dishwasher often as you're doing the dishes, because the dishwasher doesn't churn. It just comes down and cleans everything. Once you lift it, everything is clean. So you just squeeze out any remaining water and put them to dry. You have to wipe any food soils, otherwise bacteria would grow, and it's also very unsightly. For me, I will use this in the microwave, in and on the microwave, and also in and out of my fridge, because as much as they're not food safe, at least I want the surfaces to be sanitized, and whatever I'm putting there, it's not going to be in contact with the fridge. You get? So that's why I would do that. So like, I wipe everything in my house with this, even mirrors. I wipe and then I will use a paper towel to dry, and that is overconsumption. I can do the very same thing with a towel. We'll actually do that. And then this, I usually just wash it on the sink. I use a paper towel sometimes, depending. I use a paper towel, but it's also good to use your towels whenever they're available. Like today, I will change the towels. I just took the one that's already there. But the body of the of the microwave, I use this because it gets rid of all the food particles, cleans, sanitizes. So only this, because sometimes, especially when you're living with kids, they'll come with a chapo and just place it there. And again, it's not food safe, so it's very important to make sure, even if you're taking shortcuts, your family is still safe. If it is like dust and all that, you use the duster. But like I told you, I had started cleaning. So all of these surfaces are clean, but I do the same. So you'll notice, especially if you use a hand blender like me, food goes everywhere. So it's nice to just go over. And that's how you maintain like a nice clean house. But now the problem is, because we don't have helpers here and you're doing all these things by yourselves as a family, it's very scary to entertain other people, because if they don't do that, and everybody will increase the load of work, you understand? Yeah, so you want everybody to do that, to learn it with humility and do that. So yeah, it gets very, you find that people are really scared because not everybody can do that, you know. People may expect for you to host them and still do everything, and yet you only have perhaps one day to do that. Yeah, so be very mindful, especially if you're coming to live with people. Learn how they do things with humility and just do them, because these things will help you along the way. They'll help you at the workplaces, you know. So now I want to wipe down my fridge, because sometimes when you haven't cleaned in a bit, you find that you just place anything anywhere. So I just want to clean the shelves and put everything in better locations. But then this also is an order grabber in the fridge. So this opens like this. It just bicarbonate of soda, but it has like a mesh like cover. So it just works slowly. You just put it in the fridge and it continues to work like that for you. So I just want to do a bit of organization in the fridge. Like I told you, we are keeping a very lean fridge. So just the bare necessities. Look for the bare necessities of Mother Nature's recipe. And you see, the way I store broccoli, it doesn't even go bad. We haven't used this. I like to clean, dry the vegetables, and when you store them like this, they take a bit longer to go before they go bad. Ideally, we should do that with everything, but sometimes we don't. Those are mushrooms I need to make a production with this as well. But I'm stepping out of the novelty of thinking, oh, I need to buy mushrooms, I'll do something with them, and then they come and dry there before you get to do something. And that's the tricky thing with vegetables. So like some food, I even kept it open yesterday. I meant to do a frittata with some leftover spinach from yesterday. All I do is just transfer them to ramekins, any leftover meat or vegetables, and just make a frittata with. So I place this here with the understanding that I'll just use it later in a frittata. But I don't cook all the time, so when I'm cooking is when I'll prepare that as well, so that I don't use the oven any old time. Power has become so expensive in this country, and I'll use this also in the frittata. So when you put vegetables just on the fridge like that. That is how sometimes they rot, and the rot bleeds into places like this, the crevices where it's not easy to clean, and that's how gunk builds up. So it's best that you use this basket, and whenever you can, you just clean the basket, especially as you prep old food. Nowadays, whenever we are going to shop for vegetables, if we haven't finished the ones we had, I prepare them that morning and leave them drying on paper towels, and then I'll just use them that evening. And even if they stay longer, at least they are ready to use. You know, so like these vegetables need to be used. I have garlic that might go bad and cabbage, so I'll prep them the way they should and just place them in containers ready to use. It's very easy to waste, especially salads. You buy them with good intentions, but they can go bad because whenever you're at the shop, you're like, let's take 4. And maybe in that whole week, you'll only eat 2 bags of salad, especially in winter, because it's cold. Like now, I want to use this cauliflower that's been there for more than a week. I want to grate it and rice it. But then you see the broccoli is waiting for me. The cabbage is waiting, you know. So luckily we'll do like 3 different vegetables in a meal. But if we don't make an effort, you see now that is going bad. And the salads also might go bad, especially once you open, it goes bad very fast. That's why I told you this time around, and we can only manage this because when you have kids, you worry, is there enough food, KK, you know? So you worry about those things and end up buying too much. But with this, anything I can't freeze, it needs to be eaten fast because realistically, it's just the 2 of us. So sometimes I will thaw meat. You see, like now I have chicken there, I have fish. At least the bacon is for morning, or I can use it in as an ingredient. But you see, if I'm not mindful, like I had those ready to go, and then yesterday we went to Aldi's and got burgers. But we really enjoyed those burgers, not because they have any flavor, but the way we just compiled them. So you see, now that is meat that needs to be eaten fast or frozen. I think I'll actually freeze them because I think we'll just eat a different meat today. You see, so that needs either to be frozen, because if it's kept here, it's food wasting. Right now, it's going bad slowly by slowly. So if we don't freeze it, even if we eat it later, like in 3 days, it won't be as good quality, you see. So there's no point of filling this fridge with food that won't be eaten fast. So this has to be used fast. And as you know, fish goes bad very fast. It has to be eaten. So honestly, you can fill your freezer, but not so much your fridge. You need to keep your fridge very lean and just have what you know will be eaten fresh. So if you notice, the meat was already beginning to dry because of exposure in the fridge. So I'll just freeze this. At least once it's frozen, you can eat it even a month from now, right? I know you know all these things, guys, but I'm saying there's no point of filling a fridge and things go bad. That is money wasted, money that is not always available for that kind of use, you know. Yeah, so let me show you how I am keeping my fridge. So even in the freezer, it's not a lot of stuff. We made soup the other day, so that is soup. I'll just place my burgers there. Then I have spinach from the first day, but the bag I made yesterday is what I'm using for those frittatas I showed you. We made a bag yesterday. It was so delicious. So whatever remains, I turn into a quiche. This bag of berries, I only opened to make a berry sauce for waffles. I still haven't done a smoothie because of cold, and also because I'm just eating 2 meals in a day. I get so full. And then now we have the pork that I showed you the other day. So those are 3 meals, eh? And then we have the tiny pops that hubby thinks are good for breakfast. But I'll cook this, I'll cube this and serve with the salad. Those are a lot of meals, guys. You see? Hi. And then you remember the bacon and the bacon and ham I got from Food for Less. This I just divided, and it's still very large portions. So if I'm doing like a ham and onion frittata, I just grab one. This is enough, you know, and the bacon too. Because if I take one that I won't finish, it goes bad. Like this was a remainder, it will go bad. Yeah, so I just portioned like that. I think these are berries. Oh, these are peppers from the bag I got. That bag was very nice smelling. Yeah, so that's how. I know for some people they will fill a fridge and use it. Us, some things may even go bad because the diet doesn't allow us to eat too much. When you're eating fat, you just stay full for so long. I may crave coffee, water, you know, coffee. I need to actually, I've been taking 2 coffees a day, sometimes 3, especially when I'm out there. I bring coffee with me. And then when I come home, I feel like, oh, I have to have a coffee. But that can be controlled, you see. So there are things we need more than others, like cream. Yeah. And then this is the berry sauce I made. I served with lemon waffles yesterday. The bomb. Yeah. So, and you also can't cook a lot because I don't add preservatives. It's just the berries I cook down. So that's what's up. I need to also use the berries we bought fresh because they're going bad. I can make another sauce. So time has really gone and we still haven't washed, scrubbed our bathrooms. So let's go and do that.
난 구름 위를 날고 있어. 아래엔 간혹 도시가 보이곤 해. 그 도시에는 또 다른 내가 하늘에 떠가는 비행기를 올려다보고 있겠지. 난 하늘을 보고 또 다른 나는 아래를 쳐다보고 있겠지. 묘한 짜릿함 그 속에 머물다 보면 어느새 제주행 비행 신비한 세계로 나를 이끌고 거짓말처럼 하늘을 날며 어느새 제주 바다가 내게로 와 있네. 하늘을 보고 또 다른 나는 아래를 쳐다보고 있겠지. 묘한 짜릿함 그 속에 머물다 보면 어느새 제주행 비행 신비한 세계로 나를 이끌고 거짓말처럼 하늘을 날며 어느새 제주 바다가 내게로
So that's how bathroom 2 looks. These things will just stay here because I use this bathroom to bathe. I'll just pull this and collect for my laundry. I've been using this basket for towels, but I want to bring something different. But it looks clean. Yeah, it looks good. I'm satisfied. Let's just change that bleachy smell to some Febreze. Says Origin. I actually love this even on the corridors. It's almost finishing because I've been using it a lot. I'm just collecting more laundry in towels. So this mirror needs polishing, but at least everything is clean here. I'll just do some organization. Smells nice and fresh. A bit bleachy, so just a little more Febreze. I still have my hand washing soaps that I drained and they didn't finish completely, so I'll throw them away when I'm ready. We got this long runner that can cover from the shower in front of the loo to a bit of the sink, but at least it covers the basics. And one of the cleaning agents just bleached it, but it works for when you're brushing your teeth there. You don't want to stand on these floors in the morning, they're so cold. I'm going to leave the vent on so that it takes most of that moisture. And I've collected some towels to wash. That adds to my laundry. Auto sensing, tap cold, regular. It's starting. I still need some things like a vacuum, an ironing box, an ironing board. I like my clothes very sharply ironed whenever I'm working out of home. Yeah, so we let that do its thing. I'm going to hand wash the kitchen towels and then they'll be ready in time for drying.
난 구름 위를 날고 있어 아래엔 간혹 도시가 보이곤 해 그 도시에는 또 다른 내가 하늘에 떠가는 비행기를 올려다보고 있겠지 난 하늘을 보고 또 다른 나는 아래를 쳐다보고 있겠지 묘한 짜릿한 그 속에 머물다 보면 어느새 제주행 비행 신비한 세계로 나를 이끌고 거짓말처럼 하늘을 날며 어느새 제주 바다가 내게로 와 있네
floors are really nice and clean. So do you see? There's even a glow. It's only these things I have to pick up. That's the dust I've collected. So guys, I feel like we've done a good job together. If there's any tips you've gained from me, I'm so glad. Be so confident. God is with you. Even the people who will make a journey like mine, where you'll be in a no man's land for a long time, God wants your people to understand that the journey is not so easy, but He still has good plans for you. He's going to settle you in a manner that will be pleasing to you, and you'll understand why the journey was so difficult. The reason why you may not even know how to begin like this is because maybe God kept you hidden for a long time. You couldn't learn, and even if you learned, you couldn't implement, especially when you come here broke, or when you move anywhere broke. Yeah, it's very hard to implement. You'll see things sometimes you don't even know what they're used for, in the shops. But God will teach you so much. God will allow you to learn from some kind of people. You'll meet all sorts of people so you can learn, and whoever you meet, it depends on what level you are, where you're learning, what God is teaching you. Yeah, sometimes you're just like them. So God wants you to elevate and change your ways. So He will teach you through people. God teaches you through people. That is why we are all vessels. Yeah. So once you learn, like it says in 2 Timothy 2:20, you become a better vessel. It says once you cleanse yourself, you become a better vessel. So God is not scared that you'll meet people who will embarrass you, shame you for who you are. He knows that you will learn, and once after that you'll be like so regretful. I wish you knew. You didn't know. And you have to forgive yourself for what you didn't know, because of what you'd been exposed to, because of how asleep you were, because of how afflicted you are. Sometimes your eyes are closed to so many things, but you're learning, you're growing, you're going to be able to sharpen your skills, you're going to know who you are, what's important to you, what God wants to use you for, and what God wants to use in you. So whatever chance you get, do everything with all your heart. Learn. And like I said, I'm not the best cleaner in the world, but my house stays clean, because I love cleanliness, and cleanliness is next to godliness. But do I do it in a way that is aesthetic? No. Actually, I'm learning all those things, even how to make what I do better aesthetic, or aesthetically pleasing. I'm learning. I never used to be, as good as I am now, and I'll still strive to be better. Anyway, having said all of that, thank you guys for hanging with me. I'll see you on the next one. I love you. God bless you and keep you, make His face shine upon you and give you peace, and just trust Him in the journey. Bye bye.